What up? It's your boy Big Papita, man. Today we're going to switch it up. We're going to talk about training drivers, driver training and training drivers. So, I want to take you guys back, way back when I started off. Back before Papita was known as Papita, I was just Brian. And I got hired on at this company. I was excited. You know, I came from busing, meaning like school buses. So this was a significant pay increase. And I desperately wanted to get into the trash industry because I heard they made bank. They made serious money compared to the money I was making doing school buses. Plus there was like no consistent hours. With school buses, you would do a shift from, let's just say you would start at like 5 in the morning and finish at 8. And then you would start your shift again around 2 and finish at 5. So you would get like 6 hours a day. But it wasn't no real money. It just wasn't no real money at the time, you know? And I was just like, man, I'm desperately trying to get in the industry. But when I got in the industry, it was a shock because, you know, you go from transporting kids to actually doing some physical labor, and that is a shock. Now, the first driver I went with, he didn't teach me jack-ish. He didn't teach me nothing. He was like in a truck, quiet, very suspicious of me. He thought I was some kind of company plant that the company placed on his route to take his route. He barely spoke any English. So there was a huge language barrier. And that language barrier, oh my goodness, he wouldn't talk to me. It was a lot of hostility. He wouldn't teach me nothing. And they had me with this guy. Then, when he would do the routes, he wouldn't do the routes the same way. So the way I remember that he did it last Monday, he would do it entirely different. He would pick it up backwards. He was like purposely trying to confuse me. He didn't teach me how to push any of the cans. We would be out all night. We would drive past stops that we could have picked up earlier. Like, he was just doing all kinds of stuff to just make the route longer and difficult. We were in some of the most dangerous neighborhoods. We're like on Vernon and Western, picking up trash. And it's some dudes in the alleys, highly suspicious. He's in the truck. Oh, I gotta pack the truck. And I'm pushing a 4-yard container. I don't even know how to push it over like these jagged concrete. Like the road is all messed up in the alley. So I'm in there just trying to do the best I could do. The homeboys is looking at me. I'm young at the time. You know, they doing their thing, doing what they do, and they staring at me, mad dogging me. I'm like, oh man, this is hell. This is hell. I'm in a dangerous ass neighborhood at like 5:30 in the afternoon. I've been going at it since like 5 in the morning. We ain't took no lunches. It's a mess, man. It's a mess. Then they would send me with another driver. This driver would, you know, smoke cigarettes all day. I'm in the truck. He ain't taught me nothing. And guess what would happen? The supervisors would ask the guy The original guy that I told you about, how is this guy? Is this guy good? Nah, this guy is complete shit. This guy is complete mierda. This is no good. It's lazy. It's no good. And da, 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 da. Right? It's no good. No bueno. Right? And I'm sitting up here like not even knowing it at the time, but they're just down talking me. They're talking like bad about me. And so then I go with this one driver. This guy's name is Roger. Right? I'm going to put him out there. Roger was the first driver to tell me, hey, man, you know, very nice, but very straight to the point. And I appreciated that. You know what he said? Hey, man, you know, I just dumped the can, and right now, you know, you're sitting in a truck. I'm not saying this, but I'm just saying some people may say this. We have papers that are dropping on the side of the ground. I'll never forget this. I was like 21 years old. Yeah, way back then. He said, some people may say that you're lazy because you didn't get out the truck, you didn't pick it up. But that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying this is what people say, and I'm trying to train you. It's not that I'm being mean, but I'm just trying to train you the right way to work. And I was like, you know what, man? Thank you. I've been picking up trash. At that point in time, I was picking up trash. I was like, thank you, man. Because nobody, literally nobody told me anything. I didn't think I was working like shit. I really didn't think so. But this guy was the first one to tell me, Brian, you got to do this. You got to move the cans like this. Put your hands like this when you move the containers. You can hurt your hands like this. He properly trained me. Hey, you know what, man? We need to move at this kind of pace, because if we don't move at this pace, you know, they're going to say, hey, why are you not working? Very, very nice man. Very nice gentleman. And I wonder what's up with him now. He's probably long retired. At that time, he appeared to be in his early 40s, probably where I'm at right now. And extreme professional gentleman. I always thanked him for that, because he trained me. Right? So the point of what I'm making is, a lot of these guys that I see complain about these drivers. All these drivers are this and this and that, right? These drivers aren't doing this. They're having accidents. They're doing this. They're doing that. Keep in mind that the person that's being trained may not know. Anybody that I've trained, I try to be transparent and try to give them game and try to teach them the right way. I try to teach them the stuff that they don't naturally, you know, people don't naturally talk about. Right? And I see that's a major problem, where you'll say, oh, this driver, he works like crap. I was just speaking with a driver who works in a different company. He was like, man, they said, oh, this guy, he works like crap. Well, you got to properly train the guy. You got to let a guy know, look, man, some of these guys may not know. And they need to be informed on the proper way to push a container. The proper way to, you know, when you signal, what do you expect? What you expect at the end of the day? You know, y'all supposed to go over hand signals when you back in, which side of the truck you want them to stay on, and you're supposed to go over all of that stuff. But if you don't say nothing and you're kind of quiet and you're not really speaking up on that, how's a person going to know? How is a person going to know if you're not properly training them? And when you train a person, you train them so they'll know about themselves. But if the person doesn't know about themselves and you just crap on them, when a supervisor asks you, that's already on some stuff where you on the company side where you throw a guy under the bus. You gonna throw a guy under the bus that don't know what he's doing? Properly train the guy so he'll know what he's doing. Now, if you give him the information and he knows what he's doing wrong and he still continues to do that, that's on them. But don't be like a guy is crap and you didn't give him the proper training, or you didn't teach him the right things, or you didn't give him the game to improve. So yeah, that's just something that I had on my mind. I was like, man, I know the lighting is poor, but I had that on my mind. It's like, how can you blame somebody for being a poor driver, or they don't work a certain way, or they're this or they're that, when you're not letting them know. Let the person know, hey man, put that goddamn phone down. Hey man, pay attention. Pay attention. Look around. This and this and this and that. Hey man, when you move the container, let's move it like this, like that. Hey, we got to move at this pace. I'm not saying we got to run. Absolutely not. I'm not saying that we need to run. But we have to move at a pace that's where we can get the heck out of here in a decent amount of time. We can take our breaks. And we can be trained properly. You got guys going with drivers and they think this is the way. They think this is the way. They think literally you stop at a donut shop. That's the only stop that you get, and you're supposed to just work 12 to 14 hours in a truck, hard labor, without properly being trained. Without properly taking your breaks. That's what these guys literally think. They think, oh, this job is just, you stop, you get some donuts in the morning and some coffee, and for the rest of the day, maybe you get a liquor, you can get to stop at the liquor store, but that's it. Come on, man. We're not in 2007. We're in the year 2025. And you got young guys out here believing that they're supposed to run and they're supposed to work a certain way that's unsafe. They're working thinking that they don't have certain rights because they're not being trained the right way. There was one guy when I came to this company, he didn't know that I already knew. He didn't know that I was already in the trash industry, and I guess he was just trying to run this game on me. And I said, man, they're gonna pay me for this fucking lunch that we skipped. They're gonna pay me for this lunch that I remember working with that guy, and I say, hey man, if you ever see me, don't ever play me like that again, man. Don't ever play with me like that again. Because you know that you're supposed to be taking your breaks. You know that you're supposed to be doing this and that. And you had me out here doing majority of the work, and then you're talking about we didn't take no break. We skipping breaks. No, the company's gonna pay me for this lunch. And I was against my will because I was working with you and you knew better. And I was telling you. So no, they're gonna pay me. And they paid me. And I let them know, don't put me with this dude. Shit, I ain't one of these dudes that don't know his rights. I know my rights. Yeah, dude went on and he retired or whatever, but that was some buster stuff. He gonna stop in the morning and get some donuts, whatever, and he smoked a cigarette. I don't want to say too much because then y'all gonna know who I'm talking about. But it's like, bro, come on. Come on. This is not 2002, man. You gotta be realistic how we working out here. What your helper over here dehydrated, just maybe we could stop at this liquor store right here and run in the store and get a Red Bull or something, or come on, man. Come on. Let's be realistic. Yeah, so that concludes my video, and I'm out, man. Peace.